everybody. How are you? Hope you're having a good day. It's a beautiful day here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And Chantal's been quiet today. Actually, she's been quiet for a while. She barely does any live streams anymore, and I'm okay with that. I'm absolutely okay with that because even when she does come live, she doesn't say much. She doesn't do much. And what she does do and what she does say, we've heard 1,000 times before. So what are we doing today? Well, how about another retro react? So why are we doing that? Well, a lot of her past stuff is more entertaining. That's true. But also there's a lot of people that have not seen stuff from Chantal's past. Maybe because it's so buried on YouTube or because it's Chantal herself. She makes a point to try to get rid of the old content on her channel so that the newbies won't find out about her past. So this retro react, we are going to be showing a pattern of behavior with Chantal. What's the pattern? The pattern is that Chantal falls in love with her eyes. She doesn't fall in love with her heart. She doesn't fall in love with her common sense. If somebody looks good, she's immediately falling in love. This is a pattern that those of us in girl world have seen over and over and over and over and over again with Chantal. And every guy, it's the same. Her reactions are the same. Her words are the same. So for those of you on my channel that maybe weren't around during Crackhead Olympics, and believe me, that was a crazy time for everybody involved. If you don't know about Chantal's past infatuations, please allow me to give you a sort of a brief introduction to some of her past goings on with different people. Also, we're going to be briefly going over the Twitter peeps just to keep up with things so I don't fall far behind. So I hope you guys enjoy this retro react. And if you do, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hope you enjoy. So you guys know what time it is. It's time for the Twitter peeps. All right, it's time for the Twitter peeps, and I am all set and ready to go. Yes, I am. All right. So for those of you that are on Twitter, that you'd like to follow me on Twitter, there's my handle, Wild Girl Sarah. And for those of you that are not interested in Twitter, that's why I do the Twitter peeps. So you can keep up with all the goings on there without actually having to be there. So let's start here with an interesting tweet courtesy of Kelly. Kelly says, I found this new guy on YouTube. He's 720 pounds on a health journey, and he drives and shops for himself. He said something interesting here, and I believe it because I see it in Foodie Beauty and Amberlyn Reed. His at is at the end of the clip if interested in checking him out. Actually, when I saw this tweet on Twitter, I did check out this gentleman's channel and I subbed up to him because he seems like he's really taking care of himself. He really does care for himself. So like I would like to share his channel name and also hear what he has to say. So for those of you that want to find this wonderful gentleman, his name is Journey with Sal. All one word, Journey with Sal. So as a 720-pound gentleman, what does he say about being incredibly obese? Let's listen.
725 pounds, you're a master manipulator, a master liar. And, in order to get to that size, that's how you have to do it. You have to lie. And to get that obese, you have to lie really, really well. You have to break trust, surround yourself with people who kind of just validate whatever you're doing and say, oh, that's great, that's fine, right? Don't hold you accountable for anything. And you surround yourself with a lot of yes folks, a lot of folks who won't tell you how it is and won't argue with you, right?
So there's the channel, Journey with Sal. And I hope that a lot of people find out about Sal and sub up to his channel because, yes, he's 720 pounds, but he is taking care of himself. He is on a weight loss journey, a health journey, and I wish him all the luck in the world. But as someone that he's 720 pounds, he's putting the truth out there that For people like, say, Amberlyn Reed and Foodie Beauty, there's a lot of lying, there's a lot of manipulation. You might surround yourself with a lot of yes men that are not going to fight back against you or try to interfere in what you're doing. And I'm sure we've all seen a lot of the yes men around Amber, and especially around Foodie Beauty. There's just way too many people surrounding Foodie that they are all on board with promoting her food addiction and making it worse, doing the fan donations, the fan sponsorships through PayPal. I mean, it's a toxic system that really should be broken down. But unfortunately, no one can make that happen. But as a 720-pound man, Sal is just speaking the truth right here. Okay, let's move on to a post courtesy of Bad Seed with this clip saying, people also ask, what is the true meaning of begging? Begging, also known in North America as panhandling, is the practice of imploring others to grant a favor, often a gift of money, with little or no expectation of reciprocation. A person doing such is called a beggar or panhandler. Beggars may operate in public places such as transport routes, urban parks, and markets. Well, the begging and the panhandling has been taken to a whole nother level. And the level is people are doing it now online. People are doing it on YouTube. People are doing it on TikTok. It's all over the place now. It's electronic begging. And Chantal has gone full throttle with it. I mean, every time she turns around, she does a goal of trying to make money for future visas. What is that if not begging? All right, this is a post from Regina Stacy saying the very next night after she met Nader online, she went to his house where he was there with another woman complaining at him that he was cheating on her. Chantal stayed and believed Nads when he said that she was just some crazy woman who was obsessed with him. You know what? I remember, wasn't there a situation where there was a woman sitting at his kitchen table? Wasn't that a thing? I do distinctly remember there was a woman that was on his porch. There was an odd woman that was sitting on his porch, and she brought a whole lot of, I believe it was condoms or something to the house. So more than one occasion, she was going over there and maybe seeing stuff on his phone or women being there, and it really got her upset. But to backtrack a little bit, before Chantal got heavily involved with Nader, Girl World warned her because he was discovered to be on different single sites, dating sites. That information was revealed. She knew about it. She continued to see him. So it's not that anybody didn't try to warn her. It's just that she decided she didn't want to listen. And then all of the drama and such happened with him. Perfectly Imperfect says, question, has Foodie Beauty ever shared with us that Nad showed her sex videos of him with his ex that he hurt? Because this sounds like new information to me. Yeah, you know what? I don't think she ever shared that with us before. Why is it coming up now? Why is she talking about it now? That seems really odd. It makes him look bad, but it also makes her look bad as well. I mean, if you're a woman and you were seeing a man and he was sharing these videos with you, I don't know about y'all, but if somebody ever did that to me, I would be out the door and blocking their number and not going back. That just, no, absolutely not. You know, but she did. She kept seeing him. So it makes him look bad, but it makes her look worse because she could have went away and stayed away. Cowboy Dog says sociopaths like Chantal cannot change. They can only put on a new temporary mask until their needs are met. Then they burn it all down and start all over again. Precisely that. She's got patterns with behavior, with the way she deals with people, the way she talks to people, and even when it comes to relationships. She doesn't really do relationships. What she does is situationships. Hey, let me create a situation where I see a guy, I like a guy, I pay a guy because he's getting paid. He hangs out with me, he pretends to like me a little bit. I keep paying him for more of the same services. And then where things get messy and dramatic is she thinks after a certain amount of time, she's entitled to a real relationship and real feelings, although that wasn't on the table and that wasn't part of the contract. So she's the one that makes things messy. The guys that she gets involved with, they aren't coming forward and saying, "Oh, I have feelings for you now." No, it's her. It's her that feels that after a certain time period or after a certain amount paid, that she owns the person, and she absolutely does not. And that's where the crazy behavior comes into play. Quartz 420 says, remember when Chantal flashed a wad of cash and was enticing the crackhead with all that disposable income? Yeah, I remember. Remember when she holed up in a hotel room in Montreal for 3 days and he didn't show? Remember when all he had to do was fake love her? I remember all of that. All of it. I remember when she went to go do the Carly Steele shoot, and that was just that was a whole event in itself. But I remember her being in her hotel room and she was drunk, and she was raging at Natter. He had called her and she had sent him money for cigarettes when she shouldn't have. But she's done so many things, renting expensive hotels, expecting him to show up and spend time with her. Yeah, and he was so abusive though, y'all. Okay. Beautiful Regret says, gee, Foodie Beauty, looks like you're busted yet again. Florida Salt and Sass says, but she totally dumped him and left him, guys. So what are we looking at here? What you're seeing, ladies and gentlemen, this is a screenshot from Natter's chat. This is way after the fact. This happened during the 3-year period when she was with Salah. She had flown over to Kuwait. Supposedly her and Salah were married. And one night, while Nader was doing a live chat, she decided to hop in his live chat and was screaming at Dee Dee. Yeah, make it make sense. You're supposed to be a woman that you're married to a man, and your lover, companion, he was so awful, he was so abusive. And you make a point to not only watch his live stream, but hop in his live chat and start talking. And what did she say? You stole my freaking man. I have a right to call you whatever I want. Oh, we're doing that, are we? You stole my man. You know what, Chantal? You know what part of your problem is? You don't think of people as people. You think of them as objects. And you think that people are on the same level as objects. That objects should have no feelings. That a person can buy and sell and borrow them at will. A person is not an object. You can't buy them no matter how much money you spend on that person. You don't own them. And because a person is not an object, you can't steal it. A person does what they want. They have their own sense of free will, even if they are as awful as Nads. So if Nads wanted to be with Dee Dee, it's because he wanted to be with Dee Dee. If he wanted to be with you, he would be with you. But apparently he did not want to be with you. He wanted to stay with Dee Dee. So Dee Dee did not steal Nads. Nads made a choice, and the choice was not you. Yeah, there she is in Nad's chat saying, you stole my man, blah, blah, blah. Well, if he was so abusive, wouldn't you feel sorry for Dee Dee? Wouldn't you say good riddance to bad rubbish and be happier with Salah? I guess not. All right, moving on. Oh, is that it? I think that's it. Yeah, we're just doing like a brief Twitter recap for now. So where are we going next? Let's see. How about a wonderful video put out by FUNCLE Fester? This was 1 year ago. And the title of the video is The Downfall of Foodie Beauty, Heartbreak, Obsession, Men, and Desperation. And there's like different men featured in this, including a character by the name of Nick. Anybody remember Nick? Yeah, that was wild. That was wild. Okay, so let's see. Do I want to pull up this one or I want to pull up that one? There's two videos that I've got. I think we'll start with this one from FUNCLE Fester, because that gives us a rundown. All right, and I will leave a link for the original video down below in the description. Let me just go ahead and pull this up. So again, The Downfall of Foodie Beauty, Heartbreak, Obsession, Men, and Desperation. Let's watch.
Breakup.
I'm being a good girl.
Okay, this part, I think we might skip this because this had to do with Frank. And I've already reacted to this. When she, on her birthday, she met up with Frank and Frank bought her a bubble tea. Like, he was the first. And for some reason, her meeting up with Frank, it just bit the lust bug in her. So we'll skip Frank because we've already gone over that. There's no sense in doing it twice. But let's go on from Frank. So Frank was the first one. Frank was the first one after she broke up with BB, and that just set her on the path. She put herself on a life quest to find a man and hold on to a man.
It was fun. I look at him and I'm just like.
And now we're on to a person named Nicholas. And she met Nicholas on Tinder. Of course she did. You know? Foodie was acting wild during this time period. She was talking to people on Tinder. She was talking to people on Facebook. She even told us about how she would go on Facebook and men who their native language was not English, that she would people would be messaging her and asking to see her boobs, and she would just flash random strangers her private parts. But yeah, this is Nicholas.
He is nothing how I pictured him, like in his pictures. Like he was like, oh. Yeah. By the way, his name is Nicholas. Oh, Bay Nation. Oh my God, we couldn't keep our eyes off each other. Oh, his accent, and he's just so hot.
Notice she acts this way with every man she's interested in. Every single one. Like every guy is like a new adventure, a new quest. Like, oh my God, he's so hot, I can't stand it. I can't stand it. It's too much. You know, not acting like a 30-something-year-old woman. She was in her late 30s at this time, not 41. But a mature woman with a mature way of thinking would say, yeah, he's attractive, but he's a great guy. He's a gentleman. He has a decent job and he treats me really well. And we got lots in common. But Foodie has never paid attention to those qualities. Long-lasting relationship qualities. She always acts like a high school girl. He's so hot, I can't stand it. It's so cringeworthy.
Oh God, I can't. I need a cold shower. Fuck, I need a cold shower. We were making out and he was like kind of touching me, just like, you know, and he was like touching he likes my stomach. I don't know. I can't tell you how good that felt. Just like and he's so funny. Like we actually had a conversation. Oh, we made out. Oh my God. Was it bussin'? Oh, it was. Oh.
Okay. When I saw this stream go on, because look where she's at. She's not at home talking about this stuff. She's in the parking lot of it looks like a strip mall. So she's relating this adventure sitting in her car in front of a bar, because I can see bar directly behind her. I'm confused. So he felt very passionately about you, Foodie. So what? You didn't get to third base? I mean, if you guys were making out and all that, like, why are you sitting in the parking lot of a strip mall? Why aren't you at home, like, with that post glow of sorts? I don't know. I'm watching this back now after so long. It feels very made up. And what's interesting about Nicholas is that he was allegedly so into Foodie, and then later on he blocked her. So I guess he wasn't that obsessed.
Oh, it was bussin'. And he's like, he's too nice. Like, I want to have kids with this man, and I don't have ovaries. I want to.
That kind of talk, that kind of talk will make a man run the other way. You guys barely know each other, and you're like, I want to have kids with this man. I want a family. I want to get married tomorrow. You're scary, Foodie. That's how you scare people away. Because you don't want to date, you don't want a courtship, you don't want to say, hey, let's go on a coffee date. Let's hang out at Starbucks for an hour and like just talk. Let's just talk. You don't want to talk. You don't want to get to know the person. You are hyper fixated on locking that person down and claiming them. You want them to claim you, but you want to claim them even faster. You want to be able to say, that one's mine. Every other woman, back off. My territory. I'm planting a flag here. So you don't want a guy to get to know you. Maybe because you're afraid if they get to know you, they won't like you. Or they'll find out stuff about you that might make them run. So to bypass that possibility, you want to fast forward through everything. Unfortunately, trying to speed run through a relationship never works. And if you couple that with your out of control, insane behavior, that's another reason why things don't work.
Kids with this man. Oh my God, he's so amazing. And he's like, oh, I'll fucking take the elevator for him. I don't care. He's like, so whenever you want to, he's like, I hope you'll see me again. I'm just like, you hope I'll see you again. I'm like, if he texts me right away after leaving, he texted me right away after leaving. Like, he's...
And can I just say this before Foodie has anything to say to me? Anything? Chantal, it's not about your size. It's not about your pounds. It's not about how heavy you might be. You like to look at your weight as a shield. Like if anybody criticizes anything about you, oh, fat phobia, fat shaming. I have met many men and women who are wonderful. They were on the bigger side, but they were wonderful. They were kings and queens. They carried themselves well. They were well-spoken. They were intelligent. They were magnetic, charismatic. They were superstars. Your physical appearance is just one part. But when it comes to relationships, it's about the sum of all of your parts, who you are inside and outside. And you've got some pretty rotten parts to you inside. Rotten. You're selfish. You are manipulative. You lie. You're conniving. You're just straight up evil. You know, you think people judge you based on your skin, on your outside, your flesh, your pounds. But how can I say this nicely? You got an ugly aura. You got ugly energy. What's inside of you radiates to the outside. People pick up pretty quick how bad you are. You're a bad person. People can feel that. You're a bad person. And they don't want to be around you. And then if you start showing outside signs that you're a bad person or you're too much of a headache, that makes them run away that much faster and that much further. You get wrapped around a dude And the next thing you know, you're blowing up that guy's phone. 20, 30, 40 phone calls a day, leaving voicemails, being upset. If you call him, he doesn't call you because maybe he's got a life. Maybe he's got family issues. You think him not picking up the phone is a sign of disrespect. You have nothing going on in your life, so you expect that the men that you get locked on, they shouldn't have a life either. That whenever you call, they're supposed to pick up, no exceptions, no matter what time of the day or night it is, they got to pick up. Or if they decide, I want to go do something today alone or with friends, you also look at that as a sign of disrespect. How dare you have family and friends and hobbies and interests? If they don't involve me, you shouldn't be doing them. Everything has to involve me. Everything has to revolve around me. You have no consideration for the person that you're interested in and what they like to do. You are not that female that you can say, you know, I enjoy these things and you enjoy these things, and I care about what you care about. I want you to be happy. If you enjoy cross-country skiing or golfing or racing fast cars or painting fences, I want you to go do that. I want you to have yourself time. You don't make concessions for other people's lives. You look at that as, well, then you don't want to spend time around me. You really don't care about me. And you better show signs that you care about me because I'm a hot commodity and either you're here or I'm finding somebody else. And that's why men walk away. That's exactly why men walk away.
Oh man, he's so hot. You can be in a relationship and work on your mental health. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be like a stressful relationship with this guy. It's not going to be like, you know, committed games, drama. That's not going to happen. I can tell the type of people we are. We both just want to have fun. He didn't beat.
Okay. About the games she's speaking of, Foodie does like to play games. She played many games with many men. She was constantly testing the men that she was with, making up fake Facebook accounts and, you know, messages and such on their phone, testing to see if they would talk to other women and what they would say, like constantly testing to see if they were faithful. Even if she was technically single and they were technically single, she was always testing, like, what are they doing? Who are they talking to? Blah, 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 blah. Always testing. If you're in the right relationship and if you have the right kind of love, you don't want to test the person that you're with. You feel secure. Running around feeling insecure and jealous destroys any potential of a relationship. But she couldn't help herself. She could not help herself. She tested everybody through fake accounts, through constant voicemails, messages, phone calls, testing her boundaries of control. How much can I control said man? How much will he put up with before I pushed him too far? And some of the men, they would drop off faster than others.
He's on my face. I didn't even touch it. I don't know what's in there. I don't know what's there. What if it's crooked? You'd have to lean in a bit if Andreas, oh my god. He doesn't know like anything about me.
He doesn't know anything about her, and yet she's already fallen head over heels in love. Anybody see a problem with that? He probably had no idea that she was in love with him. I mean, he just met up with her. Maybe they did make out. Maybe there was some, slight hanky-panky going on. But slight hanky-panky does not mean he's madly in love with you. He's not committed to you. And yet you're talking like you guys are already committed and you're about ready to walk down the aisle.
I mean, someday I'm gonna tell. Like, maybe one day he'll want to go. Like, imagine, can you come on live stream with me?
So I just did a retro react before this one. Anybody seeing the pattern? Every guy that she talks to, it's not just about, I want an offline private relationship. I want an offline private love just for me, just for myself. No, if you are around Foodie, she's going to make everything public. And I think that's for several reasons. Reason number one, because by putting said man online, she can brag about quote unquote relationship. Number two, I also feel it was before the purpose of control. By introducing said man to her audience and putting his face on camera, introducing him to an audience, that was a way for her to manipulate and to control. Because if said man ticked her off, really ticked her off, if after his introduction, let's just say they got into an argument and he said no to her, she would take it out on him on YouTube. She would turn that man into content. She would put him down. She would insult him. She might make up lies about him. So she didn't really want a regular relationship. She wanted a relationship where she would manipulate, control using social media.
People will dox you, but that's okay.
People will dox you, but that's all right. No, it's not okay. See, Chantal, she doesn't care if people dox her. She doesn't care about her own personal safety and privacy. But whoever she's with, they should be perfectly fine with tons of other people knowing that person's name, where they live, where they work, not caring if said guy, he might lose his job because he's gotten doxxed, or people that he knows getting contacted, family, friends. If you want my opinion, I think whatever guy she was involved with, she would hope that they would get doxxed to the point where that person might lose their job. And then if they lost their job and they didn't have money, they would go to her and she would support them.
Can't you guys just let me have this? I see a future of hooking up. I just want to lay in bed and kiss this guy. Like, I just want to lay in bed and kiss this guy all night and just like have him touch me. He's like, I could kiss your body for hours. I'm like, yeah, there's lots to kiss. I'll have to put cream everywhere.
I can't talk about it around Pete's. I don't want to like gush over a guy around Pete's, okay?
Well, that's decent of you. Not to talk about other men in front of your ex. I mean, that is the decent thing to do. Because that's just weird. Like, especially if you're around a guy like Pete's, that, let's be honest, even to this day, he still loves Foodie. He's still in love with her to a certain extent. And there's a part of him that is probably hoping and wishing that she comes back to Canada. Like, unfortunately, Chantal is Pete's favorite person. And I feel that has to do with a lot because he's introverted. Introverted people really don't have a big social circle. They might pick maybe one, maybe three people that are their people, and they don't go beyond that. He would do well to get more of a bigger circle and get some exposure therapy. But unfortunately for him, Chantal is his favorite person, and she's also the most damaging. But how decent of you not to talk about Nicholas to Pete. Well, I guess that all changed when it came to Natter, huh? Because you had no problem talking about Natter and what you did with Natter in front of Pete.
Okay, because I might just say I met somebody, I really like this person, I might hang out with them once a week, 1 day a week.
Okay, fine. So he didn't get back to me until
Chantal begins obsessing over Nicholas. See, there's a pattern. Chantal goes on Tinder or Facebook or wherever she meets these men. That's phase one. Phase two, she starts talking to these men. And they might just be talking to her online, or they might have an in-person meeting. Stage three. And the time between stage two and stage three is very, very short. Okay. The time between meeting and obsessing is really, really short, like within seconds. So she'll start talking to him in messages, and then the obsession begins. And then it gets totally out of control, as evidenced by this clip.
So he didn't message me back like all day yesterday. What time did I message him? At like 8 p.m. yesterday? And it wasn't showing red receipts, but it was saying like last seen. I'm such a fucking obsessive. This is why, okay, I'm going to tell you, but I'm going to be changing my ways. This really put things into perspective for me and put my like head back on the ground where it was, because it was in the clouds, because obviously he's the only guy that I talked to so far where I'm just like, oh, like head in the clouds. Everyone else has just been like, whatever, potential, you know, like whatever.
And I wonder why you zeroed in on him. I'm going to take a guess, Foodie. I'm going to take an educated guess. Was it because of the way he looked? Looks are number one with you. If they look really hot, you obsess that much harder and that much faster. So was it because of the way he looked? Like of all the guys you were talking to, he was the most attractive to you. You fell in love with your eyes. And the more attractive a person is to you, the more you obsess, the more that you bother them, the more you become possessive and jealous and insecure, and you're blowing up their phone and sending messages and bothering to this person is the point of distraction and where they're not allowed to have a life, because you get obsessed with the idea, not just of the man, but the idea of possessing that man. No one can live with you. They're not allowed to live. They're just an object that you got to put on a shelf and you say, this is mine. I own it. Nanny, nanny, boo, boo.
So I finally messaged him like maybe not even an hour ago. And I was like, okay. So I sent him a picture of myself, and then I was like, not a nude one. And then I was like, because he wants to see, he's like, send me pictures. He always says, send me pictures. And it's like, not nude ones, just like of me. And so he was like, I sent him a picture of me. And then I said, so I'm going to assume if I don't hear from you soon that tonight's not happening then. And like, I put an unhappy face. And then like the check mark from on WhatsApp went to blue right away. And he wrote, I'm so sorry. And then he's like, for tonight, actually, I have like a last minute thing come up. And I'm like, that sounds like such a lame excuse. So I wrote, oh, that's it. And then he
rude. You know what, Chantal? I can't believe you are as old as you are and you haven't figured out the game. But since I'm an older woman, I'm 13 years older than you. I'm single too, but I'm not chasing anybody. I ain't got time for all that. You know, if I happen to bump into somebody, fine. But I'm not out there like combing the streets looking for a partner. Usually you've run into the worst people that way. If you go on, say, Tinder or somewhere, or you meet someone in a grocery store or walking down the street, and you just start talking and you start vibing with them, and you might exchange numbers. If you call them and you don't hear back, you don't hear back. If they like you, they will call you back. But after making that phone call, go on about your business. Go on with your life. If they don't call you back, then that is your answer, that you were not on their list of priorities, or maybe they're busy. If they really like you, they'll call you. They'll call and talk to you. The more of an air of desperation that you put out to people, the more put off they will be by it. And you put off heavy desperation vibes, heavy, which is why a lot of the men around you ran away, because not only did you put out the desperation vibes, but then you would get aggressive and mean, like what you just said about Nicholas. He told you on the phone politely, I've got things to do. And you're like, oh, so that's it? Turn off. Turn off. Complete turn off. Because if a guy's just seeing you or he wants to see you and you're already given that much attitude and things aren't even serious, he's going to start thinking about, if she's acting this way now, what's she going to be like later? And he'll 86 the idea of wanting to be with you for the full term.
He wrote back, yeah, I have like an online tutoring session that came up I have to do. So that will block me up for tonight. And then I'm like, okay.
So he gave a valid reason. I've got an online tutoring session. So this guy must have been a teacher, a tutor. He's working. And he has to work. He got to make money, Foodie. He's a responsible guy. He's tutoring. And you're given attitude because you don't have a regular job, because you're not locked into a schedule. Like, oh my God, who do you think you are, having a job and making money, spending time away from me?
And then I was like, all right. I was like, I just didn't hear from you, so I wasn't sure. You know, like you could have fucking like Lewis. And then anyway, and then so I was like, okay, so are we still on for, you know, like Friday or whatever? Just to kind of see what he'd say. And then he was like, sure. And then he wrote again, I'm so sorry. Everything. I'm sick.
Uh-oh. Nicholas has cold feet. The delusion has started. Yeah, I'm sure he did have cold feet. The way she was talking to him on the phone and giving him mad attitude after he calmly explained to her, look, I got to work. I'm sure he got cold feet. I'm sure that was a major turnoff, and that made her angry.
Sick of it. I'm so fucking sick of it. I feel like he's nervous. Like he feels like he has to like perform and like really woo me or something, you know? And
Chantal, you never figured it out. When it comes to men and relationships and all that, you are way too aggressive. Way too aggressive. You are like a bull charging into a china shop, just knocking everything over. You're way too aggressive. You're in such a hurry to be with somebody. It scares people. It really is scary to some people.
I think if it works out Sunday, I'm deleting all my online dating accounts because honestly, no, maybe I won't. I'm just so sick of it. Like, I'm sick of the catfishes. I'm sick of.
That's rich coming from her. Chantal has said that she is the catfish queen. She is. She's the catfish queen. She knows how to use filters. She knows how to use the beauty apps. She lies about her weight. She lies about what she looks like. She's the catfish queen. So her complaining about catfishing, at the same time she's guilty. So I guess the only one that can catfish is Foodie.
The salamis, the fucking Italian sausages, the everything. I'm sick of it. I'm so fucking sick of it. I felt a connection with this guy. I have an instinct that we could have something good. All he needs is to give me a chance. So I think he blocked me because on WhatsApp.
And so it went from according to Foodie, they met up and it was fine. She was over the moon with this meeting. I don't know if it actually happened. And then she wanted to see him and he was busy. And then Nicholas got cold feet with Foodie. Maybe because of her aggressive nature. So where are we now? Nicholas officially blocked her. He didn't just stop talking to her. He blocked her. So reason and logic say, what could she have done? What did she do to get blocked? How bad was it? Knowing Foodie, she was sending constant messages, aggressive, angry messages at him, wouldn't leave him alone. And the only way to get his peace and quiet back was to block her.
There's no more profile picture. There's only one check mark and it doesn't show when he was online. So obviously he blocked me on there. So I told him off on, I pretty much like left him a voicemail and told him off. Well, I didn't like freak out on him. And then
told you. So he didn't want to see her. Instead of just taking a bow and walking off stage gracefully, as she should have, because he had no commitments to her. He promised her nothing. She's going to blow up like they've been dating for 2 years.
And I messaged him on the dating app and was like, I wish you would have just told me you weren't interested instead of stringing me along.
Maybe he wasn't stringing you along, Foodie. I mean, if he really liked you, maybe he wasn't stringing you along. Maybe the problem is you were too determined and too aggressive and too quick to try to throw a rope around him and corral him into a corner. Maybe it was your aggressive speed run nature that turned him off and made him think. Maybe the interest was there in the beginning, but the more you did and the more you said made him think, dude, like she ain't right up on the upstairs. I barely know this chick and she's acting this way. I'm not setting myself up for a bunch of crazy insanity. Nope.
And have a nice life. And if he like tries to message me,
and you know what? That is the narc in her. Her reactions like this. That is the narcissist in her. Because narcissists do not like to lose. They don't like the idea of being dumped. They don't like the idea of somebody having the last word or blocking them or having the final say. They want to have the final say, even if what they say is nasty. They want to be able to have the last word. So even though she didn't have to say anything to Nicholas, she could have just stopped talking to him. She's like, I'm going to have the last word. I'm the one ending things. I'm the one writing the ending to this story. She always has to do that.
Tomorrow, he has some fucking, I don't know what he's like the weirdest guy I've ever talked to. I've never like encountered this before where it's like 1 minute you're acting like you're so into it and you just can't wait and you want to see me and you're talking.
Maybe in the beginning, he liked the way you looked. Maybe you were nicer to him then. But then you started to show aspects of your true self, your aggressive, mean, nasty, obsessive, possessive behavior. And that is what sealed the deal.
Talking nonstop. And then all of a sudden it's just like block.
Oh my God, do you remember Nicholas when I was so...
Yeah, it's about to get wild. After Nicholas, as she was becoming, I can't read.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was becoming unhinged.
I was so like into him. I don't know. So crazy.
You were into the idea of him. I would agree that you were into him if you knew him. You didn't know Nicholas. Just as you got highly into Nads, you really didn't know him either. And here we are, 2025. It's been 3 years. You don't even know Salah. 3 years, and the two of you are practically strangers. He doesn't want to be in your company, and honestly, you don't want to be in his. You've got nothing in common. He's not physically, emotionally invested in you. He is Kuwaiti Pete's. You know, just he's not even a friend. You guys aren't even friends. It's just a business relationship, employer to employee.
Egyptian guy that I'm talking to now.
Oh boy, and now she's going to talk about Nads.
Oh.
So she hopped from one guy to the next guy to the next guy to the next guy. And this is just a sampling of what she was doing during Crackhead Olympics. She mentioned many different men that she was into. The motorcycle guy, Mr. Coffee, the alderman. We couldn't keep up with the number. There were so many, allegedly.
He's from Egypt. Or no, yeah, he's from Egypt, Alexandria, Egypt. He's a chef. So he's always pushing me to come over and eat.
No, he's not. You know, as I said before, when it comes to Chantal, whatever she tells you, just reverse it. Just reverse it. And you'll probably get more of the truth. So she's trying to claim that Nader was always pushing for her to come over and eat. I think it was her pushing to come over and eat so that they could spend time together. Chantal talks backwards. What she says about a guy, just reverse it to her, and that's more the truth.
He loves BBW. So
I don't know what Nad's type is. I think his type is whoever has the money. But if he was so into BBW's, Foodie, why were you paying all of his bills? Why wasn't he paying his own bills? Why is it that when it came to Club Natter, there was a high admission fee when it came to you, but yet Dee Dee didn't have to pay anything? Answer me that.
Egyptian guy is very, is it like, I don't know if it's like all Egyptian men, but he's very fucking pushy, like bossy.
That's the weird thing about you, Foodie. You're strange to me. I think you are intrigued. You are, when it comes to what you consider to be masculine men, and to you, masculinity is defined by someone who is bossy and pushy and aggressive. And there are all kinds of aspects to masculinity, wonderful aspects. Pushy and aggressive and controlling, that's not masculine. That's just someone who's an a-hole. Anybody can be an a-hole of either gender. A woman could be pushy and controlling and aggressive and not be masculine. I mean, you're pushy, controlling, and aggressive. That doesn't make you masculine, does it? No. But you're weird. You think men who are masculine have certain aggressive, negative qualities, and you like it. It turns you on, I guess, a little bit. But at the same time, you don't like those qualities. Why? Because you are an aggressive, dominant personality female. You want to control people. You don't want to be controlled. Never have you wanted to be controlled. You might play the part of somebody who's submissive, but it's a suit that doesn't fit you. It really doesn't fit you. Yeah, so you go back and forth with that.
Like tells me what to do all the time. Like not tells me what to do, but like, yeah, he tells me what like I should like. He got mad at me because I didn't want to go over like yesterday.
Again, reverse that. He got mad at me because I didn't want to go over. I think you got mad because he wouldn't let you go over.
I was like, I'm like in bed, I'm tired. But he's so fucking hot. He's so hot. Oh my God.
Everybody's so hot to her. Y'all notice that? You guys seeing the pattern now? Every guy she talks to is hot. According to her, Nads was hot. Nicholas was hot. Salah is hot. Everybody's hot. Everybody. Never has she said about a guy that she likes, oh, he's attractive or he's okay looking. They're all hot.
And then he sent me a picture of his nude body, and I was like, it's not a feeder. Well, he always wants to feed me, so maybe. But he wants to feed me good, healthy food. Like, he's a cook. I don't know. He's just really cute. This Egyptian guy, he's very, he's looking for a relationship.
No, you are. Wrong. He wasn't looking for a relationship. When Girl World got a hold of Nads, because it didn't take us long, courtesy of the information that you put out there, because you were so eager to show him off to people. You did it by holding your phone up, showing us the name on your phone, and all the details you gave about, oh, he lived in Egypt and he lives in Canada and he was a chef and he worked on a boat. I mean, you gave away so much information that it didn't take Girl World long to find out a lot of stuff about him. And then once we found out a lot of personal stuff about him because of you, then he got found out to be on Twitter. Excuse me, not Twitter. My apologies. On Tinder. People found him on different single dating sites and hookup sites. So if this guy wanted a relationship and he wanted to be committed to somebody, what was he doing there? What was he doing there? If he was so in love with you, why didn't he take his profiles down? His profiles stayed up. And I'm gonna say I'm not a Natter fan. I want everyone to know that I am not a Natter fan, but here is just my opinion. I think as far as relationships, as far as intimate needs, I don't think Natter ever misrepresented himself. That when he and Foodie met, he's got a freaky side. He likes interesting things with lots of people. And he said so. He said, I'm into this, this, and this, Chantal. And that's just what I like. In my opinion, and this is just me talking here, I think Foodie, when she was on the manhunt, when she was on Twitter, why do I keep saying Twitter? I'm so sorry. When she was on Tinder, when she was on Facebook or Plenty of Fish or whatever sites or adult chat rooms that she was cruising, and she was on that manhunt, that she advertised herself as a wild party girl, down for anything, anywhere, anytime with anybody. She cast a wide, wide net. And somewhere in it all, she came across Natter. And he's a down for anything, anytime, anywhere with anybody. So she got in contact with him and advertised herself that way. And he thought, oh, okay, this chick, she's in Canada. She's down for whatever. She's into group stuff. And then they met. And him thinking that she was into that, he's like, look, you want to get down like that? I got names on speed dial. Well, she knew before she met him that she wasn't into that, not her cup of tea. But she used the idea and the feeling that she was into all that stuff to get the door open to her, knowing that he wanted stuff that she did not want to do. So she got into his house and got into his life. And then once he called her on her bluff and said, look, you want to get down like this? We can do this. She said, no, I just like you. And then she threw the money on the table of, I know you like these things, but since I don't want to do these things, let's make a new arrangement instead. That's how I feel it went down. That he had certain sexual tastes. She wasn't into all that. She just wanted a man that she could call her own. And so she set up a new deal. Absolutely did set up a new deal. But he never misrepresented who he was that way and what he liked. But Foodie did. Foodie did.
He's like, you're going to come here and you're not going to want to leave for like a week. And I was just like, he asked me to move in with him. He's like,
I doubt that. I doubt that he asked her to move in with him. I think she wanted to move in with him just to lock down her territory so that no other woman could get to him. He was the new flavor of the week. He was the infatuation, the fascination, and she wanted to lock him down and make sure that no other woman got near him so that she could continue her obsession with him.
I have a big apartment. I'm just like, he's like, you're exactly what I'm looking for.
He never said that to her. He never had that attitude. If he felt like that, why is it there was a live stream? The night before, they were up doing party favors. They were partying. And the next morning, she was still there. And he got up while she was on live stream and said to her, with the live stream going, why are you still here? She was mortified and embarrassed. But if he adored her, why would he say something like that?
Everything about you. And I'm just like, you don't even know me. If you think I'm the kind of woman that you can boss around, I'm going to piss you off a lot.
Well, she wasn't lying about that. They both went back and forth with each other. And yet they just didn't say no to one another either.
He was getting mad. Like, if you don't come over here, he's like, come over right now. I'm like, I need to sleep. He's like, we'll sleep together. Woke up. There was.
He probably never said that. Why is that? Because it was revealed later that when she spent the night at the crack house, She didn't even sleep in bed next to him. He had a single bed, but he also had a dirty mattress on the floor, and that's where she slept. So it wasn't a matter of them sleeping in bed next to each other. She was sleeping literally on a dirty, used mattress.
Like
the disrespect of it all.
18 missing phone calls on my phone. He likes to call, like he doesn't like to talk. So
that's something that she did. Again, let's go backwards with Foodie.
Block Nicholas and Egypt. No, I'm not gonna block them. Love and sex and feeling good. You know, it's good for your body to get a good sweat on, and you know what? So I mean, that's just what
At that time, Nader was doing party favors of different sorts. And I'm sure once he took the math and the Viagra, he would have screwed anything. And how much of a sweat are you going to work up, Foodie, if you're the starfish queen? I mean, really?
That's part of my life now. And I really, really hope that a sexual awakening is...
I'm cringing. A sexual awakening. Like, you're a delicate flower and you're losing your V card. Give me a break. Stop.
Is not reason for people to not like me, not reason for people to unsubscribe from me, because I just feel like I understand you guys think, well, you still have to have dignity and respect for yourself. And I do. Now, I'm not going to just meet all these random guys during COVID. That's not the thing. So the thing is Nicholas, for example, he lives alone. So I think people who live alone are allowed to join a household or have like somebody in their life. So same thing with this like Egyptian guy. He's funny and he can talk, but so the Egyptian guy, like the conversation is always, it's very sexual. It's very...
No, it's not. No, it isn't. She always kept swearing. Then her and Nader would sit up and talk for hours. And yet when she finally brought him on live stream, he really didn't say much to her. And yet when he did, it was always during an argument. Unless they were arguing and fighting verbally, he didn't talk to her. They had nothing in common. Nothing.
Very he's more of a domineering type of person. I think it's a cultural thing for him. Like I think that's how like he was raised, seeing men, how men are. I don't know. He gets so mad. I swear, that's it. Goodbye. And then like the next day I'll have messages.
Let's call things for what they are. Foodie was not in love with Nader. You know what she was in love with? The idea that she had a bad boy. She was seeing a bad boy, and she could be a bad girl. And it was two people against the world. You're a bad boy. I'm a bad girl. It's us against the world. We're both rebels. So cool. Well, bad boys will do what bad boys will do. And what they usually do is they break your heart and they don't commit to you. They gather broken hearts and put them all in a string and wear them around their waist like a belt. They don't commit, and you can't change them. You can't take a bad boy and make him into a good boy. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't.
Messages from him. So what I do is I just ignore his crazy ass. I know I shouldn't. That sounds bad. You know what? I'm not gonna. Yeah, you're right. When I say stuff like that, it's like, wow, he's so angry and weird right from the get-go. Why would I hang out with him?
Yeah, why would you? Why did you? After Nicholas, she gives Dom, which was Nads, a chance.
Oh, my nose! Fuck.
Did you just get a nose?
Yeah, and a lot of that was going on. A lot of nose blowing, a lot of nose sniffing because Coca-Cola was involved. A lot of Coca-Cola. When she and Nads got together, they were doing a lot of the nose powder. Yeah.
Nosebleed or
No.
no, it's just because he used See, that stuff, you don't use that to blow your
It's
nose.
because I did some lines. I'm just joking.
No, she's not joking. She is not joking. And Chantal has a tell. If she says something and then she says, I'm just kidding or I'm just joking, she's just told on herself. She said something true.
You are joking, right?
No, she's not, Pete's. And you having known her for years, I would think of anybody that was around Foodie. You would know when she was wasted. I mean, look at her eyes. Look at those eyes. Pupils blasted. Yep, she's high.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, I did talk to the Egyptian guy. But
This is just so weird. Again, Pete's cares about her. She has no social graces, no caring of other people. He's still got a heart for Foodie. He's still going to sleep and waking up and hoping that one day she'll be home. That she will one day come home and say, you know what, Pete, I've been such a fool. You cared about me all this time and I've been so awful. Can you please forgive me? I want to commit myself just to you. He's waiting to hear those words. He's still carrying a torch for her. So he's in the room and she's about to talk about another guy that she's wrapped around.
he wants a relationship. So
No, you do.
he's really... You don't even know me. You're already possessive. Like, what the...
Natter was never in love with Foodie. If he was possessive over anything, it was the money she was making because she was a pay pig to Nads. She paid for everything, and he wanted to make sure that nobody else got to that money or took the money out of her pocket that belonged to him.
I beezed so hard that I even surprised myself. Let's just leave it at that. I don't think you would like me anymore. It is bad. That's why I'm not telling you. I know. I should be telling.
I shouldn't be telling you, but I'm going to tell you because I got to spill all the tea. I got to tell the world about my private, personal business. That is a choice I'm making, to go online and tell people personal, private details that I really don't have to. That when I do tell people personal, private details, either because I just can't keep my lips shut, or I'm doing it because I want to expose him more to my audience for the purpose of manipulation and control, eventually what it's going to lead to is him finding out, him getting angry, we get into a fight, he throws down the gauntlet, and he threatens to not see me anymore. And then for like a few days, I've got to go silent. I've got to say I can't talk about it. But then if you wait a few more days, she will talk about it. She just can't help herself. She's got to talk about the men in her life. She's got to reveal them to the audience. She's got to just put them all the way out there.
Bad phase right now. Well, actually, I had a lot of fun, though, doing what I did, even though I was beezing. So this guy is fucking crazy.
One detail about her being around Natter, and it was shocking the first few times it happened. I remember Chantal was doing so much of the nose candy that just randomly she would get nosebleeds. Like her nose would just start bleeding for no random reason. That happened for a while too.
Like, excuse me. I ended up tiptoeing out of there when he fell asleep. Yeah.
No, you didn't. You could have left anytime you wanted. The only time that Nads didn't let you go home is when you would go over there with all kinds of party favors and alcohol. You would get wasted, and I'm sure he took the keys from you and stopped you from leaving so that you would not get into an auto accident and hurt yourself or hurt somebody else.
I did end the dry spell, Sherwanda. It wasn't just that. It was like from the minute I got there, I pull up, comes outside, shows me where to park. The Bison doesn't end. He doesn't speak very good English, but it's okay.
You weren't there for talking anyway.
So he wanted me to stay. Like, he gets mad easy. Like, I know there's going to be red flags, but he gets...
Maybe he does get mad easy. But there's also the possibility, Chantal, maybe it was you. Maybe just who you are and how you behave. It just rubs people in the wrong way, and so he blew up more at you because of that.
So mad. Like, how come you took so long to get here? I'm just like, holy fuck. So then he's just like, okay, just hear me out, guys.
See how she's messing around with that nose? I'm telling you, lots of Coca-Cola, and not the kind in a bottle or a can.
So then he's like, we're downstairs, and then he like turns, he's like, go up the stairs. Yes. So we go in his room. He's got the cleanest fucking room I've ever seen. He's got like a small like bed like yours, a bit bigger, and then like a big mattress on the ground.
Told you, that's the mattress she slept on. The disrespect of it all. The absolute disrespect. So you're interested in a chick and you have a bed, but she can't sleep in it with you. You don't want her there, but you'll find some old nasty mattress and put it beside your bed and say, this is where you sleep. Nice, Chantal, nice.
So I'm just like, oh, like what? This is going to be so awkward. There was still light out. So to ease the mood, he starts smoking. He lights up this Moroccan hash.
And you didn't leave? I would have left.
And we get totally fucking baked.
Meaning she smoked it.
And then he like I don't want to say this, but you guys are going to be so... I don't do this on a regular basis.
But I still do it. I don't do it on a regular basis. I might do it every once in a while, is what she's saying.
I don't even do it, really. But I did it for some reason. I did it, and...
What'd you do?
It's not good to do.
What?
And if that changes your perception of me, I apologize. But I did, like... He busted out, like, a bunch of lines of coke. I know.
So... She's acting like that was the only time she did stuff, yet look at her. Seriously, look at her. Pupils blasted, messing around with her nose. You don't think she's on Coca-Cola right now? She is.
No. Yeah, I told you I beezed hard. Controlled my every move. Well, yeah, that's not going to happen to me because I'm not going to be in a relationship with this person, you know. I'm not.
So let's recap. So a domineering, aggressive, bad boy can't control Chantal. What makes y'all think that a passive, quiet guy like Salah could control her? Nobody can control Foodie, and I mean no one. She can't even control herself. It's weird. She wants a man that she feels is her idea of a masculine man. And she wants them to control her. No, I take that back. She doesn't want a man to control her, but she wants him to be masculine. And yet her idea of masculinity is control. At the same time, she doesn't want to be controlled. It's weird. It's really weird. Be masculine for me. Be the masculine type that I want you to be. And I think that control and aggression should be part of that. But yet when you show those aspects to me, I don't like it. Because I don't want to be controlled. Like, I mean, pick a lane, Foodie.
Not really into being slapped around, really. Like a gentle slap, maybe. But, oh my God. That's bad. What's the excuse? What does it look like to everybody? It definitely looks like someone was slapping my boobs around. I could say that I fell asleep in a tanning bed. My first meet and he's getting mad. Yeah, he got mad I wouldn't go over earlier. Why did you take so long? He called me while I was driving. Where are you? He told me half an hour. Now it's been an hour. Now what? An hour and a half? Are you sure? I just need to know. Are you coming for real or no? I was like, I'm on my way. Like literally on my way. Like what the fuck do you want me to do? Make every light green? And here I am wincing in pain. This is
like all of these things that were going on between Nads and Foodie, and they were all red flags. All of them. She had all the red flags in her face. And yet she kept going over there. She had her own place. She was on YouTube. She was making her own money. She could have blocked him. She could have blocked his number. She could have not spent money on him, kept it all in pocket, but she just wouldn't stay away.
This is ridiculous. Why am I in this situation right now?
People are like overreacting big time. Like I didn't expect this reaction because I'm just having fun and he's not a cokehead.
Not really on cloud nine. Like I don't have feelings for him yet. I don't have feelings for him. I just enjoy his company. He really likes me to stay over. He doesn't ever want me to go.
You like to stay. You didn't want to go home. You didn't want to go because you were afraid the moment you stepped out of the house, he would make a phone call and have somebody over. Your own jealousy and insecurity and fear kept you pinned by his side as much as possible. You were so into spending time with Nads, you barely spent any time at home. You decided Pete should be the pet sitter and the pet carer, even though he's not good about taking care of himself nor animals. You put your pets in the care of somebody who was not a caring person. And that's what led to the litter boxes not being changed for 3 months. Granted, you are the owner and it's your responsibility, not his. But as a pet parent, if you're trusting someone to take care of your pets, they should be trustworthy, no? And he wasn't. You decided that your life took priority. And if you want to spend 3 weeks at a time with Nads, then if there are pets involved, then it becomes somebody else's responsibility to do what needs to be done.
So I mean, I think he probably would get attached if anything. I don't know if he's telling the truth. I think he is. I trust him. Not trust him fully, but I think he's like. He doesn't strike me as a liar just based on the whole night of conversation and how he handled situations he was talking about. He's very morals and ethics are very important to him.
Yeah, so what's he doing around Foodie? If morals and ethics are important to Nads, why was he hanging around her? Because she's morally bankrupt and she has no values.
Not seeing anybody anymore. So it's just going to be me. Getting back to focusing on myself.
She never focused on herself.
I have a life.
She didn't want to. She doesn't want to focus on herself. She's so against the idea of focusing on herself that men in her life are not just about companionship. It's about them being a physical distraction, an emotional, mental distraction from looking at herself and working on herself, putting herself under construction and improving herself in whatever way she needs to be improved. It's like, as long as I focus on you and what's going on with you and the drama with you and the fighting with you and the care of you, I don't have to look at me. So I'm going to do everything in my power to stay hyper fixated on somebody else so that there's no moments where I'm alone and I have to focus on what's going on with me. She never focused on herself.
I had goals I was focusing on, and I can't let anything derail me from that.
It's okay to be heartbroken. It's not fun.
She was heartbroken after a few weeks. She claimed she didn't have feelings, though. Right. If you have no feelings, why are you feeling so hurt?
Last night, I caved in.
The cycle starts again. Each time the relationship becomes more toxic. So this is the madness that the Beezers had to deal with, girl world had to deal with. 1 minute she was done, the next minute she wasn't done. It just flip-flop, flip-flop, flip-flop.
I went over to Dawn's house. Where are we going again? So it's just straight sober fun, like just laughing.
Doubt it. Doubt the sober fun. Your eyes right now are telling a much different story, Foodie. You and the blasted pupils.
Had some hash. That's about it.
Sober fun, but we just had some hash brownies.
And
so if you had that, how could you be sober? Explain.
Now, today, I'm going to go over there, and then the weekend I'll be here to focus on myself. And
she never liked coming back to the house. If she was alone at the house, she wasn't keeping herself busy, doing housework, spending time with the cats, spending time with Pete's, just busying herself. If Natter told her to go home or she had to go home, you know what she would do? She would sit in her room and mope, just lay in bed and wait for permission to go back over there. Wait for his phone call. She'd say, I'm depressed. But the moment that he called and said, you're allowed to come over, immediately she would get up out of that bed, be in a good mood, putting on her makeup, putting on the lotion on her chest area, putting on the body lotion, the body mist, everything, pack in a bag, and go over there for at least a few days.
My house. Hi, Gail.
She did not know what to do with herself. She had nothing else to fill her time except for the preoccupation of a man. And as you guys know, that's a cycle that's continued because look at her now with Salah. When Salah's not around, she doesn't know what to do with herself.
I know some of you are concerned based on what I told you, and some people have just ran with that. It's not.
No. I know you guys are concerned for me because of things that I said, things that she said. So she started painting the picture of Natter and how he was and what he did and the interactions they had. And yeah, people were concerned because it got dark really fast.
Not what I think it is. I'm not the type of person who can be dominated.
So why'd you pick a dominant natured man? For the intrigue, for the adventure, for the challenge? If you know this about yourself, you are self-aware that you are an aggressive, dominant personality female, and obviously you're butting heads with a dominant natured man. What is the point? You know this is going to end in disaster, and it did.
Told what to do. There's just no way. So, and it's not serious. It's just fun, like, you know, a couple times a week maybe with just him, you know?
It's not serious, but why are you obsessing so hard then?
So it was really nice. I don't know. I really like.
I think they went in cycles and phases where, like, he would see her, she would start to get obsessive and too much, and he would tell her, look, if you want to keep seeing me, you got to cool it. So she would come online and say things like this, and then the obsession and controlling from her would start all over again, and it just kept going like that.
Like him, I like his face. I know, Joe, but I changed my mind.
Right? And we heard that a lot too. I don't lie to you guys. I just changed my mind. According to Foodie, she never lies. She just changes her mind. So according to her, she doesn't lie at all. She just flip-flops.
I don't care. It's my love life. It's my love life. So it's not even, it's nothing serious. It's just, you know.
It's nothing serious because he didn't want it to be serious. She wanted it to be serious. She desperately wanted it to get serious. She wanted to lock him down and say, this is mine. All you females, get back. Mine. But she couldn't do that because he didn't want to commit to her. So she was sneaky. She tried to lay claim and ownership on him in other ways, like making a channel for him, making content for him, making the thumbnails, being over there a lot, like making her presence known in a way to keep other women away.
Sure, I could be with someone more wholesome or whatever. I mean, there's nothing wrong with him other than
everything.
We dabbled in some bad stuff, but that was it. Like, never again. And I can say that, never again. You know, that's not some.
We dabbled in some bad stuff, but never again. And then later on, she did a live stream, which she deleted, where she confessed to doing $4,000 worth of this stuff. So she dabbled, but she did that much. I wouldn't call that dabbling.
Something I enjoy doing on a regular basis. People like who they like. I cut it off in the first place for a reason I don't want to talk about.
Yeah, and the reason why she didn't want to talk about why she cut it off is the fact that she didn't cut it off. He cut it off. He did. Didn't she say a few seconds ago that they dabbled in stuff and never again? And here she is blowing her nose because she's on the nose candy right now.
It's nothing really bad. But the thing is, like, it was going too fast, too serious.
For him, not for you. In Foodie's world, there is no such thing as going too fast, too soon, and it gets too serious. That's the way she prefers things. That's what she wants. But if the other person is saying no, she can't get her way. So she's going to echo whatever it is the other person wants, although she wants something different at the same time. And she's going to keep pushing her agenda until she gets it. So if she starts getting too serious, too fast, too obsessive, and there's some pushback from that guy saying, whoa, 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 you need to calm down. You need to slow your roll because you're doing too much. And she feels like she's hit a boundary. She'll back up a couple of steps and say, okay. We can wait. And then she'll try again.
And now I know that I've set those boundaries and I've just said, like,
no, he set the boundaries.
The stuff comes off. It's too fast for me.
What? I mean, you guys just saw the clip of Nicholas, how obsessive she was, how much she was pushing. Does anybody believe with her like hopping from guy to guy that she's going to slow down now? Trust me, she didn't.
What are you talking about? I don't understand what you guys are talking about. You don't know this person. You're judging over, you know, like, I'm giving it another chance. So.
Basically, I had plans with him today. Kind of like I made plans with him, like, to come over, and then he calls me, like.
So the obsession turns into stalking. So, like, didn't she just say, oh, we're going to slow things down. It's nothing serious. And then she got so obsessed that she was stalking him.
Around 4 or something. Oh, one of my really good friends is coming down from, like, Montreal.
Okay, we need context right now. For those who weren't around during this time, what's the context? The context is Chantal went to Natter's place and she spent 3 whole weeks over there. She didn't come home for 3 weeks, almost a month. And then she had to go home. And Natter, he just wanted a breather. He wanted to go out with friends. And I remember that day. They were playing phone tag with each other. playing little silly games. First, she wouldn't answer his phone calls. Then he wouldn't answer hers. But she wanted to see him. And then he told her, look, I just want to go spend time with some friends tonight. And she took great offense to that. Much like the offense that she felt when Nicholas said, I have to do some tutoring tonight. I can't spend time with you. And then she got rude.
And he's staying at his cousin's for 3 days, and he wants to take me out. We want to go out. Like, I want to see him. So I'm just like, okay, what about me? And I feel selfish. It's not just that. It's just like, it sounds like an excuse to me.
So somebody wanting to have some time away from you, you're going to take that offensively. Because you have no one to go out with. You've chosen not to have a social life. You've chosen not to have any hobbies or interests or figure out a way to busy your time when you're not around a man. So if somebody else has a different point of view about that, it's offensive. It's so offensive. How dare you have a life when I don't have one? Can't you be like me? No, not everybody can be like you. Not everybody wants to be in that boring space, Foodie.
Sounds like an excuse, like it's COVID. I told them I have to go to BB's because I had to like pick something up and drop something off at BB's.
So, did you guys catch that? So she wanted to spend time with him, and he said, I want to go spend time with friends, family tonight. So immediately she brings up BB, her ex, throwing that in the mix, thinking that will make him jealous, insecure, fearful. Bringing up another man when she doesn't have to. She did it on purpose.
I'm like, I want him to like have fun with his friends or whatever, but it's just like, I don't know. Just the vibe was weird. So
it's like she's mad, and she's almost trying to punish somebody for having friends and having a social life because she has no friends, because she has no life. If she doesn't have something, then you're not allowed to have something.
And I was like, okay. And then like I've pretty much been seeing him like every single day for like the past 3 weeks or whatever. Like,
there it is. So 3 weeks straight spent with Nads. And that's not good enough. All that time, that's not good enough. That's not enough to make her happy. She wants more. And because he's saying, I don't want to give you more right now, she's mad.
I've seen him every single day pretty much since I met him. He probably never sees his friend, it's probably like a surprise. But then now, like I said, I'm going to BB's, and then it was like,
why would you say that? I'm going to BB's. Okay, go.
So he called me, like probably jealous. And then I was.
And Chantal has said she likes to do that on purpose. She likes to make people jealous because in her mind, invoking a negative emotion is validation that that person cares. If she can poke at somebody, poke, and if they react negatively, she interprets that as jealousy, and that's supposed to be a good thing. You're wanting to spend time with friends. You're not doing anything to actively hurt me or offend me, but I'm going to bring up somebody's name and try to use my ex as a weapon or as a tool to invoke an emotional response in you, a negative emotional response, and that's going to make me feel positive somehow. Her wires are all twisted.
It was just like, and then like he's like, oh, hold on, they're calling me on the line, and then I'll call you back. He never called me back. That was at like 6. He was supposed to be picked up at 6 with his friends. Never called me back to confirm anything. I've texted him over and over. I've called him like 20 times.
This one, her brain's messed up. She doesn't understand the concept that if you go out with people, you're amongst friends, you're amongst family, you're going to spend time with them. He's not picking up the phone because he wants to spend time with other people, and he doesn't want to be on the phone with you all night. Especially if you're aggravated, that's just going to ruin the mood.
Doesn't answer his phone, doesn't answer his text messages, so I just lost it. And I'm like, you know what? That's fine. I'm done. I'm like, you can't even respect me enough to think of me. Like, you're not thinking of me if you're not thinking of me to call me back. Like, what could be the reason you can't even?
But remember, it wasn't serious, y'all. They're not in a committed relationship. So if you're just a hookup, if you're just a friend with benefits, that's all you are, is a friend with benefits. You're just a hookup. It's not that serious. You're not his girlfriend. You never were. And if you are a girlfriend, you're not a very good girlfriend. You're toxic. If you're wanting to interfere in personal time, this is going to make him not want to talk to you, especially during personal time with other people. What were you expecting that night, Foodie? That while he's out with friends, he's on the phone with you for 2 or 3 hours just to make you feel good?
Answer your phone in front of your friend to be like,
well, it sounds like what you were wanting, Foodie, is, again, you want to further claim Natter in front of his friends. That while he's out with friends, you want him to pick up the phone and start talking to you, and that way his friends would know he's off the market, that he's got a girlfriend. I mean, well, you were looking for some kind of validation that night. I don't know what it was.
either you don't want him to know about me, either you're full of shit and you're a fucking liar and you're not with him.
Chantal, when it comes to relationships, if you're seeing somebody, been seeing him for a while perhaps, if that person they're not telling anybody around them about you, they're not talking about you, they're not taking you around family or friends, that's a bad sign. Because if you're really in love with somebody, the person that you're with, they want people to know about you. They talk about you like, hey, come meet my friends, come meet my family. They want to bring you in on the inner circle. And if they're not doing that, and that should pretty much tell you everything you need to know about how serious they are.
Or, you know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm just going to pick up my stuff. Let me know when you're free.
Spoiler, she did that a lot too. She purposely left her stuff at his house, the same way that she left her stuff at BB's house. Because if she leaves her stuff at your house, that means she can forever come over and bother you without permission. So she would threaten that. Well, I'm just going to come over to your house and get my stuff. And there were many occasions she could have gotten her stuff and left, but she didn't want the stuff. She just wanted a way to go over and be a pain in the butt.
And that, for me, even if it's not true, like even if he's not lying to me, the fact that I'm this emotional over something like that is...
What did you say before about other people? Other people's emotions and emotional state, mental state is not your problem. Didn't you say that about Pete?
So the last thing I wanted in my life right now, you know, like why I so fucking told myself never, that this is not gonna happen. You guys remember that? Oh, I'm not gonna catch feelings for anybody. Oh, I hate myself right now. I've only not talked to him for like 2.5 hours. Oh my god. I just feel like I invested so much time.
3 weeks. 3 weeks she invested. Yeah, she's really sacrificing a lot.
In this person already. And there was like
It's all about the investment. I've invested so much time in you. I've invested so much money, and I bought all the party favors and we partied together. You owe me a relationship, Natter. You owe me your heart. You owe me your soul. You owe me everything. You didn't know about the silent, invisible contract between us? That if I pay for all this stuff, you owe me your very life? That's pretty much her attitude.
14 calls. I called him 14 times in a row.
14 times. 14, y'all.
I know, I'm crazy. Okay, I gotta go. I gotta get a life. See? I told you, I'm pathetic. I told you. Or go over there and see if he's really there and get your stuff and go. Amy Flowers. I'm honestly tempted to go over there right now. But be like, is there a girl there?
And remember, it wasn't serious. It wasn't supposed to be serious. And yet she's acting nuts. Nuts. And you guys have seen evidence while she's over in Kuwait, 2025. This was like 2020, 2021. Like, she's never changed. She hasn't changed. I mean, she's got trackers on Salah's phone and like, running all over town looking for him. She has not changed.
Because he's like, do you like me or do you love me? And I do. I don't know. I think I have some love for him. And we've already said I love you a couple times, but like, you could be that girl and just keep calling. I called like 20 times.
Now it's up to 20.
If he seriously said he's in love with you, I'd show up. He did. That's why I called him 80 times. You sure you feel that way? You're treating me like shit right now. I'm calling him on a different number. I want to.
So it's not enough that she left all those voicemails and she called all those times. Then she tried a different number. I'm telling you, this one, she's whack.
See? You can answer for another bitch. Should I pretend to be another woman too? No.
So you got to ask yourself the question, with somebody who thinks like this, acts like this, are they capable of a strong, steady, healthy relationship if this is the way they behave? Absolutely not. Someone who doesn't respect boundaries or personal time, or someone having a life or interest or whatever it is they want to do, they're constantly overstepping the boundaries because of what they want, and they feel like they're entitled to what they want and who they want. This is not someone that should ever be in a relationship.
I know he's going to find out about this anyways. He said he likes when women are jealous, so.
I doubt that he said that.
You like when women are jealous? I told him be careful what you wish for. All right, let's do it. We're going to give it 10 minutes. Basic instinct vibes. I know people think I'm nuts right now. Let's do it. Wait, what's his phone number? Here goes nothing.
And she's still calling him. And remember, this is all stuff that should have been left offline. Like this is personal goings on between a man and a woman. This should have been done offline.
Nothing. Damn. I was hoping to catch him.
Catch him doing what? You're just a booty call with money. So even if you had caught him, what are you going to say? He's not your boyfriend.
Shit. Watch him call back. I'll call him one more time from this number.
Yeah, this whole night was crazy. It was nuts. If anybody was there for it, y'all know. Like, so he's out with friends, and her own chat was putting the battery in her back. They were telling her, yeah, you should go over there. Yeah, you should go over there. They were encouraging her obsessive stalking behavior. They weren't saying, hey, Chantal, like, you really shouldn't do this. They were putting the supercharged battery in her psychotic back and saying, yeah, go over there and stalk him and go see what's going on, when she had no right to know what was going on. And she went over there and she tried the doorknob and she looked in the window like a crazy person.
And then I'm going to leave it for the night. For real. I'm just going to forget it for life. I'm going to leave it for life.
Calling him yet again.
Unless there's a good excuse, there's not going to be a tomorrow for me.
He didn't need an excuse. He told her what was going on that night. She should have just gone to bed, woke up the next day and tried to call him, but she didn't. This went on all night long.
Kidding. Like, you don't not call me all night. What the hell? How can that even happen? You're not even thinking about me? Like, no.
You know, her saying stuff like that, it just kind of gives you a clue that either A, Chantal has never had, let's just say, a night out with the girls or a night out with the friends, and you're out all night and you don't come home until, say, 2 or 3 in the morning after having a good time. Either she's never had a night like that or it's been a while. because she doesn't remember what that experience is like, and figure in the possibility, well, I'm probably not going to hear from him until tomorrow. No, she just kept pushing.
It doesn't fly with me at all. Thank you. Don't I look beautiful in the light of the drive-thru? Okay, what I'm going to do is end the stream, restart my phone, go buy the thing, go home, and we're going to blaze, okay? I'm going to buy a couple pre-rolls. Go home.
Yeah, she used the excuse of, I have to go to a dispensary near his house, when she didn't have to. She's like, I'm just going out to get some pre-rolls. No, you weren't. You're going to check on him.
So, it's going to take a while to get there. It's kind of far. So, I know, basic. I'll be back because I didn't even drink it. I don't like it.
So there she is. She has arrived, and she's just sitting in her car on the side of the road, like watching his house.
I couldn't find the weed shop, so I didn't get anything.
You weren't looking for the green shop. That wasn't your original intention. You were just trying to use that as a cover for going over there and acting nuts.
They closed at midnight. Like my GPS led me to like some weird spot. I don't know. It was just like, what the hell? This is not where it is, you know. I went by his house.
Yeah, of course you did.
I wanted to see if he was home.
Yep.
If I could get my stuff. So I get there. No, like, I don't think anyone was home. I don't know. Like, he has his room, which was dark, but I mean.
And we found out later that Natter was actually, I think it was across the street, and he saw her do this. He saw this behavior.
If you're in the room with somebody, it's going to be dark.
What if he had been with somebody, though? What if the lights had been on? What if Natter had been there with another woman? What are you going to do? You're going to cause a scene? You're going to cause a ruckus? You're going to call the cops? You didn't think this through.
Didn't hear any noise. His kitchen light was on. The door was locked. But his kitchen window, like, I could see inside. And I could see his kitchen table. There was, like, still everything on it from, like, the last time I was there. So, I didn't really notice my edibles, though. I couldn't really see that well. But there was, like, stuff all over the table, and that's where my edibles were. What bothers me about that is, like, what situation could you be in where you're gone for, like, hours and hours and not think about me once? Like, think, oh, maybe she tried calling me. Maybe, you know, like, maybe she texted me.
You had 3 whole weeks with the boy. Okay? You got all kinds of personal time with him. He wanted one night away from you, just focusing on other people, taking a breather from all that is you. And you're like, I don't understand why he's not calling me.
I just feel stupid. Like,
you are stupid.
I went over there to see if he was home. He wasn't home, as far as I know. I knocked on the door, nothing. I don't know what's going on. I did. I texted him. I'm like, answer your phone. Like, if you don't call me, I'm never, like, I didn't say this, but I'm going to text. Like, I'm just like, I'm never going to talk to you if you don't call me. Like,
just trying to use, I'm going to come over and get my stuff. And we're done. If you don't talk to me, that using that as a threat, like a power move, trying to control him. Like, you better talk to me. Whatever you're doing, you better just stop and come home because I want to see you. Just trying to interfere in somebody having a good time, because the good time did not include her.
I'm worried. Like, how am I supposed to sleep? Like, what if something happened? Like, he was supposed to call me back and he never did. Like, what am I supposed to think? You know, now I'm just like left here all night worrying with like nothing to calm me down.
She's not worried about him. She was just bored, intensely bored.
I'm just losing my mind. Like, I don't feel like
she never got it. She never, ever got it. By painting such a clear picture of, I am a bored, desperate woman in need of attention all the time. Like, by painting that picture over and over, she was giving up all of her power to Natter. Every single bit. She wanted him to value her. she should have gone the opposite way. Then she would have had more success. If she had put out the vibe of like, dude, I'm happening. I am cool. I've got things to do. I've got places to go. I've got people to talk to. You want to see me? Make an appointment. Then we might meet on the flip side. But I'm busy. I'm busy. She never put out the vibe of I'm busy. I'm way busy. I've got a life. Then he might have valued her a little bit because she portrayed herself as I have no life. I have no interest. I'm lonely. I'm desperate. Amuse me. Be around for me. Like he had all the power. He had way too much because she gave it to him.
I feel like I deserve that after everything I've like been through with this person in the past.
But she wasn't through anything with him at this point. Just because you spend 3 weeks with somebody, we've been through so much. Like what? Like what? You've stayed at his house for 3 weeks. What have you been through?
Past 3 weeks. I don't feel like I deserve that, Like I just feel like we just have such different lives, and I just can't picture that mingling together. Like, I don't know. I tried the door. I'm like, please be open so I can break in and get my shit. I know that's illegal, but I don't think he hides a key. He was going to give me a key so I could be there when he gets home from work. He likes that. But
no, you like that.
It just doesn't make any sense from like how we were for the past 3 weeks. Like just so lovey-dovey and like.
Well, it could be because in the beginning, when everything is brand new, everything has what I call the new car smell. You guys ever sat inside of a brand new car that's never been driven? It smells brand new, doesn't it? It's clean. You smell the vinyl or the leather, just that new car smell just hits you. But then if you buy it and you take it off the lot, after a while that smell goes away and then you're left with exactly what it is. It's just a car. So in the beginning, you've got this new infatuation. You got this new car smell that's all over the place. You're practically getting drunk off of it. It's new. It's exciting. It's fresh. It's something different. You are intoxicated with that. But then after a while, that feeling goes away. So maybe it took 3 weeks for that infatuation to go away. And he figured out, I really need to be away from this woman. Like, I figured her out pretty good. I need some time for me. She didn't like hearing that because she was still intoxicated and infatuated.
Relationship, pretty much. Like starting one. And now it's just like, what the hell's going on? I hate this shit. Like this shit that just doesn't make sense. It's like I'm in my mind, I'm picturing like a huge orgy. Like.
And that's all on you. That's your insecurity and that's your jealousy ganging up on you, and you're not telling those things to sit down, shut up, and be quiet. Like he's away from you, and that's the first place your mind is going. Your mind is making up stories about what is probably happening, and it's imagining the worst possible things, which is making you feel more upset. You're making yourself upset. You're not even waiting to see what happened. You're imagining what happened. And sometimes what you imagine happening is completely different than what is actually happening. Although, if you had been doing like a huge group session, you're just a side piece. And you should behave like one and just relax.
At a huge orgy, being all kinds of bad, doing all kinds of things he shouldn't be.
I think she was afraid. I don't think Chantal has ever been secure within herself. And there was always that fear of, what if he meets somebody more attractive than me? What if he meets someone who's more in shape than I am? Someone that he is really attracted to. I'm going to lose him. There's that fear of loss. Like as long as I stay in the picture and I stay in his face, the fear of loss will not be as strong. But if I'm away from him, there's more of an open window and a chance for someone to come along and take him away from me. If he cared about Chantal, no matter where he went in the world and what he did, she wouldn't be afraid like that.
For that many hours, you don't check your phone once? You don't check your phone once? I know what I need to do is be done and just fuck it. Because I can't go through this all the time. I can't. Even if my mind is running away and it's my fault and I'm overreacting, like, this is just like a sign, a bad sign for me that this is toxic already.
Yep, but you stayed. You stayed.
And I can't do that. I can't.
But you did it. You did it. You certainly did. And 2025, you're with another man. Your advice is supposedly married. You won't shut up about him. And there's another reason why I'm doing this retro reaction, Chantal. And it's not to tick you off, although I'm sure it does tick you off. You don't like people in girl world bringing up your past. I'm doing it also because you're in Kuwait right now. You're very, very unhappy. You're miserable more than you've ever been in your life. You're still talking about Nads. He's still talking about you. And I think the main reason why you stay in Kuwait, other than the fact you need a place to stay, you don't want to let go of Salah. You know he's the last sucker in line that you can sucker into a pretend relationship with your money. Your money has dropped so drastically, there are no other takers. There's no one sitting in the waiting room with a number waiting to be called. You let go of Salah, that's it. And you still have an obsession with Nads. You still talk about him. You're still hyper fixated on him. But what happens if you come home to Canada and he decides, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know if I want to spend time around her. I don't know if I want to continue this thing. I know what's going to happen. If you're alone and you've let go of Salah and he's carrying on with his life away from you, and the one man that you've got a single solitary red thread wrapped around and that thread breaks, you're going to lose your mind. If you lose both your sugar babies all at once, you will lose your mind. And in Nad's case, you're going to lash out. You will lash out because you've been holding on to a single flame of hope for that man. That at some point you'll get to be with him. But he may look at you, he may meet up with you and see how you are physically. The fact that you're so sick and that maybe emotionally, mentally, you are not in a stable place, that there's a potential for more problems, he may say no to you. And when that happens, it's not an if, it's a when. You're going to lose it. So I just want to give everybody a glimpse into the mirror of the past with you to give them a preview of things that might be on the way.
Why did I get into that? Why? Like, what?
Alright, so I titled this Snake Charmer because this man is like a snake charmer. When I think of how I behaved yesterday, like, I don't even feel like myself. Like,
I think we can all agree watching this footage, like she was much more unhinged and passionate about Nads than she ever has been with Salah. Salah was the one that she settled for because she couldn't have what she really wanted. But just because she couldn't have it then doesn't mean that she doesn't want it now. She still does. She just hasn't figured out a way to do it.
It was so weird. He's like, where were you? Right away. He's like, what's all these messages? What's all these phone calls? I don't know if anyone will believe this. I sort of believe him just because of how things went down with his phone. Like, he said he left his phone at home. He's like, of course I left my phone at home. Why would I? What did you think? I'm like, I thought you were ignoring me. He's like, why ignore you? Like, why would I ignore you? I just spent 3 weeks with you.
Come on, guys.
So she went from being crazy mad at him, and I'm going to end it with him to doing his laundry. He would give her his laundry, and she was just happy doing his laundry for him.
You know I'm nice. I don't know how to fold though laundry. I just kind of shove mine everywhere.
I mean, in all the 3 years that we've seen Chantal and Salah, has she ever done his laundry? No, but she did Nad's.
Saturday night, I spent the night there. Had a really good night. And then Sunday, he had plans like from a while ago. He told me about that. His friend was like coming down and he was going to like go to the beach with them or whatever in the morning or whatever. And then like, I didn't hear from him like all day yesterday. And then like,
Here we go again. It's happening again. So he spent time with her and then he wants to go to the beach. And she's like, I don't like it.
I texted him at night and I was like, I hope you're having a good day. And he's like, thanks, I am. And then I called him like at night at like 9:30 and was like, I'm like, are you busy? He's like, yeah, I'm still just kind of with my friends. I'll call you back in 5 or 7 minutes. And then he never called me back. And then today, I was like, I'm like doing the laundry today. And then he's like, okay, thanks. But then that's it. Like I called him like 8 times.
Multiple phone calls again.
No answer. So unless he was out all night and sleeping all day, or I don't know.
You know what? In a situation like this, Chantal, you know what you do? If someone's like, I'm busy, and they don't call you back, you get busy doing your own thing. And if they call you like, hey, I'm busy. You were busy. You're busy with friends. I'm busy over here doing my thing. I'm busy. I'll call you back when I'm not busy. You know, that's how you handle that. Don't do it in a spiteful way. Just like if they're like portraying themselves as being busy, then you get busy.
I feel like a fallback. But he doesn't, like, I've only known him, 2 months? So maybe we are just, I don't know. He always has an answer for everything. He explains it. And like, am I to believe? Like, what do I do? And I tell myself, like I said, I can't get involved with somebody like that because you know why?
But you already have gotten involved with somebody like that.
I'm not getting the love and attention I need.
I'm not getting all the love and attention I need. Well, that's because you're a booty call with money. You were a side piece. The love and attention that you seek and that you want might be found in a healthy love relationship, but you're not about that life. So you're willing to settle for what you can get. Nads was not locked down to you. And you knew that. And you said, although I want more, I'll settle for this, knowing it's going to lead to misery. You led yourself down that path when you could have taken yourself off of it. You've always settled, French Chantal. You've always settled. And you've never been happy because you've always settled.
He's not emotionally available. Exactly. So you know what? I should just drop off the clothes and find someone else. Fuck it. Right? There's so many people still messaging me from fucking Tinder. There's this one guy. He's so nice. Oh my God. And he loves big women. He sent me a picture of his ex. She looks like pretty much like me, which is kind of creepy. Like same body type and everything. But he's so cute and he's so nice. And he wants to get to know me.
And she would say stuff like this on live stream, hoping that he was watching.
All right. I told him off in a text message, maybe. Nothing.
Again, this is her trying to provoke some sort of jealousy. And hey. I've got guys chasing me. You better come after me right now. You're not the only one. You're standing in line. You got a number right now, but there are other people waiting to talk to me. This was her soliciting attention. Like, you better give me attention right now, Nads.
The thing about that wiener is his. The dickhead, the length. I should just go drop his fucking clothes and leave. I want to get my stuff. No, you know, but the thing is like he lied to me. He said he didn't reciprocate anything with this person. He said he just said like, oh, like too bad, like I have a big dick and I don't know. He said something, I don't know. He made it sound like it was like he was innocent kind of, or he was hiding something from me and he didn't send a dick pic. And he kept saying, I don't know what you want. You know what I want. Like that he wants a relationship. Harley, take his clothes to his house, dump them on the front porch and poo-poos on them too. Oh, you guys, I feel so stupid. Oh my God, I want to cry right now.
It's so sad. She's sitting here crying to the camera, to an audience about, I need love. I need more love and attention. Yet little BBJ is directly behind her. And she needed love and attention. Chantal never gave it to her. if BBJ could have spoke during this time period, you know what she would have said, Chantal? She would have said, all you wanted was love and attention, and I was here. I was here for you. I was right next to you. I could have given you love and attention unconditionally, but you never reached for it. You ignored it.
I don't deserve that. Like, I really put up with a lot. Like, I really listened to him and, like, did a lot for him. Oh, my God. I'm such an idiot.
If you wanted love and attention, instead of looking in front of you, you should have looked beside you. There's the love and attention that you had and you let go of. And you neglected, you bitch.
Anyway, I'm done. I'm done. I'm so done. I'm not even kidding. I'm done.
I'm done. And yet, here we are, and she's still not done. She's still talking about him. She's still talking about him. Won't shut up. Okay, so that's it for the Retro React, y'all. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. And for those who were not around during Crackhead Olympics, this is just a taste of what used to be Crackhead Olympics. And I don't think we're done. I think we've had a 3-year pause in things, her being in Kuwait, but eventually she's got to come home. And it might start up all over again. So hope you guys have enjoyed the Retro React. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.